Okay, well, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for being here with us today. Like I said, a few minutes ago, I'm just so excited to be back together after not being together for 2 weeks, and I'm really excited about today's topic because I think well, as we know, events change lives, and to me, there is nothing more fun than getting to be with our posse and plan events and share not only our amazing products but our business. Right now in Indy, we're planning for our only second Big Rock event since COVID, and that's really fun. But to me, there's just nothing like getting to be in the smaller in-home events and really get to connect and interact with people. And so I'm really excited about what people are going to be sharing. And to begin with, though, I'd like to share with you just some things that I've learned about Big Rock events. And so I'm going to share my screen. Oh boy, it's not on there. Okay. We had this all set up, didn't we, Ann?
Yeah, it's all right. We're patient.
Exactly.
I'm going to go to, sorry, I'm going to go to, let me stop share for a minute and go to, there we go. I'll share a little bit about the power of events. Events, both in person and online, share our message, our products, and our dedication to serve our team, prospects, and customers. I love that knowing that events are the quickest way we can grow our influence and our businesses. So we're going to look at a couple of proven ways that we can maximize the power of our events. Well, first, events keep our current customers, who are, our first loves, loyal and engaged. Did you know that it costs 5 times more energy and interactions to get one new customer than it does to retain a customer? So events are opportunities for us to show first our current customers that we care for them and that we're so grateful for them. So events give our current customers exposure to additional products, being able, if you have a customer that is only on the Tower Garden, this is a chance for them to experience, our capsules or vice versa. Having our current customers attend our events will help keep them engaged with us and encourage their daily use of Juice Plus. And also at events, our current customers can also serve as walking and talking testimonials. I love being able to pull over somebody and say, hey, Sandy, tell them your story about blah, 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 blah. And it's just that, one-on-one endorsement makes such an impact. And so we want them to understand about the value and the efficacy of Juice Plus. And when we invite people to events, even if they can't attend, we want them to feel loved. And we want them to know that, we value them and that they are so important to us. So we really want to love on our current customers too. But events also help us attract new customers. When we're setting up and promoting for an event, like I said, like we're doing here in Indy now for our big event later this month, I've been making lists all weekend of all the people I want to be able to reach out to, and to be able to say to them, we have a pediatrician coming, and I thought, I thought of you because I know you've got, new babies, you've got grandkids, you're thinking about getting pregnant. I thought of you because I think it's such a great introduction into any conversation. And when we promote events, it highlights that we're doing something that is so valuable and we really believe will be of interest to them. Events provide the opportunity to hear and learn from new speakers. Remember, anybody that lives at least 50 miles away is an expert, right? And so when these new speakers come from out of town, it adds value and validity to our message. And in-person events give potential customers the opportunity, and I love they had this phrase, to get to know, like, and trust us. And that helps us foster and build new relationships. So we want to love on our current customers, and we want to attract new ones. Events help us increase our sales because we have a captive audience. And that opportunity to reach out to more than one person at times. We can, in one event alone, especially the Big Rock or the in-home events, we can talk to 50 people, sometimes, or 20 at an in-home event. And through our events, we get that one-to-one interaction. And that's really important, especially at big events. If you've gotten lead customers, I think they're so important. Maybe it's someone that you've gotten a lead, hopefully from corporate. And some of the people that the first lead customer I ever got when it first came out is still my customer. And so they're so important because we want to reinforce and grow our relationship with them. And also when we're getting to do that, it's going to inform what we talk about when we're following up with them after the event. Because remember, the fortune's in the follow-up. I think all of us, especially in the last couple of years, have really become jaded and skeptical about anything on social media, right? You kind of automatically flip a switch. But when you have in-home and in-person events, that's going to help them again to get to know us and to trust us. And again, they're going to appreciate any kind of contact that we have. Events help us build brand awareness. So they naturally increase the visibility of our message. People are be able to see and experience, like at our Big Rock event, we're going to have a tower garden there, to be able to experience a tower garden, or in my house, or in the homes of many of you, when they can come over and taste food off our tower garden. We just did that yesterday at Precious's house at an event. Or they get to sample our shakes, or all the wonderful recipes we can make with shakes or with our chewables. And, and now we have our new soy-free shakes. So I should have put soy-free instead of just shakes, soy there. But those, and that's a big deal to a lot of people. So events provide the opportunity to share giveaways with our prospects and our customers, like capsule holders or recipes. I remember the very first time that I met Elaine, I was with my brother and sister, and we traveled we were going to Atlanta because Elaine's husband is my brother's business partner. And getting to meet her, I'd been in the business it was my first year, but we got to go to her office. And back then we had these little tiny orange boxes that you could put capsules in. And she gave us each an orange box. It was $1 a piece. I didn't know that at the time. But I remember Lee and I getting back in the car going, can you believe she gave this to us? And she still laughs about that. So I think, it just being able to see that, whatever you've given them, whatever they've been able to take with you, it keeps Juice Plus and us top of mind. And so, and sometimes, if they're using a little box, their little orange box or whatever we give them, and other people see it, you never know when that's going to be, create interest in them that we can follow up with. So I think that, as you can see, there's lots and lots of great reasons why we do events. And plus they're just fun. Being with people is just so fun. So I'm excited to be able to share with you. I'm going to stop my sharing right now, I hope. Okay. I didn't do anything wrong, right?
You're fine, Brenda.
Okay, stop here. Okay, so I'm so excited that we have 8 different people from our teams who are going to be sharing their experiences, their events experiences. And so I want to introduce, we're going to start with Allison, and then Anne will be sharing, and then Erin, and Edie, then Jelaine, Karen, Precious, and Sandy. So I know you're going to be excited to hear all of their opportunities. We're going to start with, and then I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Welcome. Good morning, Allison.
Hey there. Well, there's so many things we could talk about when it comes to events, like planning an event, how to invite and so forth. But I really want to talk about the power of events. It's something we hear about a lot. If you have been to Juice Plus Live or any boot camps, they talk about how events are powerful, even when you have no shows. So I wanted to share like 3 real life stories that would really encourage you all. One story was many years ago. I did an event out of town in Greenville, South Carolina. So my sponsor, my sister Susan, Annie Lane, and I traveled to Greenville, South Carolina. This was a connection that I met through my son when he was a freshman in college. It was, he took Juice Plus 2. They were put together. So that was a crazy story. And I got to be friends with his mother. And she decided that she would host an event for me. She was not a partner and was not interested in being a partner. So that was very sweet. We drove there. It really was not the success that I had hoped. Maybe at best, I got 2 to 3 orders. But when we got in the car to leave, I remember sweet Elaine looked at me and said, Allison, I think you're going to get a partner out of this. And I was thinking, she's so encouraging. There's no way. This was a disaster and we had to drive this far. Well, lo and behold, I got a partner. And one of the girls who ordered wanted to sign up. She became a partner. She fast-tracked to sales coordinator in about 5 months. And personal life things happened to her. So she did not really continue on. But her daughter, Caitlin Cobb, who many of you know, who is my top partner, was this girl's daughter. So even though it didn't pan out with Katie, the mom, I got Caitlin, who is about to reach senior sales coordinator and is the majority of my business and wonderful. So that was one success story. Another was also many years ago, I had an event and several people who did not even come have been customers for 10 years. They ended up signing up just through me following up with them and sending them information. They came on as customers and they've been my very best customers, like my most consistent. And one of them has actually become a family plan partner. So I just want to say, even when you invite people, those who don't come, don't forget about those because it opens up the door for conversation that you might not have normally had. Elaine always used to say with me, they don't know who came. Even if you had a no-show, no one knows it's a no-show. You can turn around and say, oh my goodness, we had so much fun. I hate that you missed it. It was such great information. Send them information. And then my last story I wanted to share was last fall. I had an event called Let's Talk About Health, and we had taco night, and not one person that I personally invited came, but my partner, Kathy Bly, who some of you know, she came and brought a guest, and I decided at last minute, I needed to ask my daughter-in-law. They've only been married a year and a half. She's a nurse. She knows about Juice Plus, but I just, you know, you want to be careful when it's a family member, but I decided to reach out very casually and say, Margaret, if you would like to come, I'd love to have you and feel free to bring a friend. Well, pretty much everybody there that night was her friend. It was amazing. And I ended up saying to her afterwards, wow, you are such a natural. Let me know if you're open to learning more about what it would look like to be a partner. And she ended up becoming a partner. And another girl came on as a partner under her. So that was a great success. Now, Margaret just started nurse practitioner school. She's working full-time and they're about to move to Charlotte. So she's not actively working right now, but the beauty is she loves the product. She has some customers and she also has caught the vision. And her goal is to finish nurse practitioner school and work in a pediatric office with a functional medicine doctor. And she really wants to share Juice Plus. So those were just 3 real life examples of what looked like kind of panic. Oh my goodness, these are not good events. All 3 turned out to be great successes. So my encouragement is to just put it on the calendar and have it, not worry about who comes and who doesn't come. because there is power in it. So hope that's helpful.
And
Okay, so I think my events are a little bit different. I've not ever really done an in-home event. I schedule an event every week. I do have someone who attends the farmer's market every Friday in my town, which is where my wellness practice is. So I just kind of wanted to run through with you guys just some ideas for getting other events on the books, not just in-home events. But if you go on Facebook, lots of times you have a word of mouth, let's say Mount Dora, because that's where I live. You can go on and find events that are going on in your town. I do try to look for synergistic events like wellness events or farmers markets that you're able to promote wellness. A lot of times farmers market won't let you in. It just depends on their thinking because it is food and I do pitch it that way. And then I always bring the Tower Garden. So that's an idea there. The other thing is always advertising your event, even if it's an in-home event. I don't know how you guys feel if it's in your home, but if it's in a building or somewhere else, if you have it, you can always put it on eventbrite.com. It's free. And one thing that does is it gives you visibility as far as Juice Plus and the fact that you're promoting Juice Plus. It doesn't necessarily mean they'll come, but I do get people show up that have heard about Juice Plus before and they want to learn more about it. So that's just an idea there. I always promote my event on my Facebook page. I have, I don't know, 2,000 some odd people on there, but they always spread the word. I ask them to share it, so it helps get it out that way. So I just did one at a company, Pepsi, give you an example. A lot of the big companies today have wellness facilities within their company now, and they promote their, because it gives their employees a way to stay healthy. So guess what? They show up and work more. They don't miss so much of work. So I went and did a wellness day there. It was free. They wanted me to come. So you do have to start, you got to look around. It just doesn't just fall in your lap. You do have to dig a little bit. But one of the things I wanted to tell you is when I set up my booth, it's very important that you have something for contact. So if someone walks up to your booth, you always want to try to get an email address. Sometimes they're kind of funny about a phone number, but you want to be able to say, hey, let me send you some videos on Juice Plus. If they don't want to sign up right then and there, which by the way, I always have my iPad programmed for my link. So it takes me 2 seconds, literally. If they don't want to give me the credit card info and input it, I let them do it on the iPad. Time kills deals. And I've never sold anything in my life except for Juice Plus, but I will tell you, I've lost quite a few people by letting them walk away from my table instead of signing them up right there. So don't let them walk away if you can help it. The other thing is travel packets. I buy the big boxes of the travel, they're self-contained in the little bags. Those get so many people to buy the product. I give them out only if they're interested and they step up and we get engaged in a conversation, because I think, you were saying the cost of them, they're about $2 a packet. But to me, it's gotten me so many clients and families, and the kids will eat them right there and they just go nuts. Oh my God, Mom, these are great. Let's get them, So that's a great way to keep the conversation going as well. Sorry, my Alexa. Somebody mentioned follow-up. If you can't get them to sign up right there, it is so important quickly. I try to do it when I have a lull in my event. If nobody's at my booth, I will send them right then and there on my iPhone, because it goes right to their phone. When they walk away and a couple days go by, they lose interest. That excitement that they had when they were standing there talking to you, it dissipates. So try to get the information to them right away. Another thing is I always have all my bottles on the table that are open, my personal stash, as I call it, because they always want to see what they look like. So I can tell them, oh, here's what the omegas look like, the capsules, because they have this. Juice Plus is kind of ambiguous in the fact that they think it's a juice. So I say, no, it's not a juice, because then they start getting into the whole sugar thing. But I always have all the products on my table so I can show them. And sometimes I end up giving them a pack of chocolate shake or whatever. because they end up calling me and saying, hey, I'm ready to put my order in. I always offer my assistants to place the order for them and with them. That also gives you an opportunity to talk to them after an event and develop that relationship with them. So I try to get them to say, hey, it'll take me 5 minutes. It'll take me so much quicker. It'll be so much quicker for me to do it. And we can talk about the product while we're inputting the information. If you give them your link, I'm going to tell you, most of the time they don't do it. I don't care. I have cards made up, which is another thing I wanted to tell you. The cards are beneficial. I have had some people order Tower Gardens that way, but remembering that we have our Juice Plus link and we also have our Tower Garden link. So depending on what it is that you're going to give them on your card, mine's a 4x6 and it does bullet points of what the products do for you. Circulatory, heart, you know, all those things. And it has my contact info with my link. But I always write on there if they want the Tower Garden because it is a different link. Let's see what else. Stick to the bullet points. One of the key things that I always say pretty close to right up front, other than introducing myself and telling them how long I've been in wellness, which does give credibility. You know, I will say to them, if you have grandkids, nieces or nephews, or your own kids and they're under 25, guess what? The product is now free all the way from the age of 4 to the age of 25. And it doesn't cost you anything for those kids. And then they'll always say, well, how does that happen? Well, people like myself as partners end up paying for the free product, but it's a buddy system. They want one parent to be healthy with the child and you can remind each other, hey, you should take your Juice Plus. So it makes it kind of fun also. I think that's about it for me. Advertising, even if you just put a bullet point on your Facebook page, repetition is the key. I have found that people will come to the market on Fridays just because they got the reminder on Facebook that we were going to be there. So consistency is the key with all of it. One last thing, visuals. Visuals. Have to have visuals. I have that printout that's on the hub. It's all for the quad. Make sure you have that because it shows everything that's in it. That's it.
Thanks so much, Anne. You're awesome. Hey,
Oh.
I don't know if you'd be willing to share your postcard with us on our
Sure.
Facebook page, but that would be really helpful. I'd love to see what you did. That'd be
Absolutely.
great.
Unfortunately, all my stuff is at my store. I'm at home, but I will get it and maybe post it in our
Yeah.
Facebook group.
Yeah, or if you have like a document or anything and we could kind of
Copy it.
share
Yeah,
it.
you might as well. You might as
That'd be-
well. Yeah,
that'd be
it's
great.
real colorful. It does have my business name at the top also, but yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You're
Well,
welcome.
I just wanted to share quickly about an event that I've been doing now for years. I go to the YMCA. It is my family, you know, where everybody's there 3 days a week. I often have like a Juice Plus tank top on. And you know what? I keep thinking somebody's going to ask me, what the heck is Juice Plus? Nobody does. But when I show up for a vendor booth, they do. And so every year we have a fundraiser called the Cyclothon. And so it's $100 that I get to give to the Y. I count it as a business expense, but I also get to have a vendor booth. And it's been really great because then I'm able to share with my family, my workout family, what I'm doing and what's so important. I always bring my Tower Garden. That is the greatest draw. Have kids eat right off of it. And you know what? There were only it was a real small event with people coming in and out for cycling classes, but both vendors are probably going to join my team. So the guy right next to me and the guy over there. So don't when you're at a vendor event, don't exclude the other vendors because they have an entrepreneurial mind. And I just take shakes around, and I'll take shakes to people when they're on their bikes. Hey, you want some shake? You want some shake? This is awesome protein. And people love the shake, you know, and I mixed up all three, you know, and then just had the soy free if anybody wanted it there. And Precious got those for me. Thank you, Precious. So anyway, it's a great way to connect with people and gives a little bit more visibility than just my t-shirt, right? The other thing though to remember is that You are an event wherever you go. And so I love setting up a coffee, setting up a walk, setting up whatever, where I'm intentionally saying, hey, I'd love to share a little bit more with you. Can we go do something together so we'll have time to share? And as long as I have meetings in my calendar, I also consider those events. So that's exciting. I love doing that. It's so fun to be. I love what Ann says, that consistency. People just know I'm going to be there. And so people that didn't, maybe it wasn't time for them last year to share, I'm here again. Forever we did the homeschool event, and people know the Juice Plus gals are going to be there. So it's exciting. All right, Edie, I'm going to hand it off to you, babe.
Thanks a lot, Erin. And I like yours and I like Ann's and Allison's. Great, am I on here? The hostess spot. Okay. Great information from all of you, because I just recently did one big one event for Ultimate Women Expo, and I will tell you, it was kind of like a fraudulent advertisement, but we made it good no matter what, because I mean, they said, oh, 25,000, people were going to be there. And that's not how it went. And it just, wasn't what we expected. But I will tell you, above all, like Elaine, she prepared a lot. She had the banner, she made the banner, which was a great banner. And then I did some laminated, I went through the hub and through Team Extreme and laminated some really good key points, bullet points, as Ann would say, of the immune system and how our products really do heal and enhance the immune system and the lungs, the cardiovascular, the brain function, the cognitive functions. So everything that was really important to really display out there at the events, to me, was, it was a success no matter what, because people came. And two customers, and I'm going to jump, I oscillate, so please bear with me. Two customers that I had, they were skincare, and they had a skincare business already. I have been following up with them, and even like last week, I was out of town in Ohio for a week visiting family. So I still followed up with those two, and they are interested in becoming customers. And in 4 months, doing partnerships in their business. So I was like, wow, this is awesome. So Elaine told me, Edie, offer them, and I would have never thought of this if it wasn't for Elaine. Edie, offer them that you will reserve they can refer customers to me, and I would reserve those customers for them when they decided to be partners in 4 months after they had both were on the products. And so when I said that, so I offered that to Marisha and Tara. And they were like, Edie, you are so sweet, but that really comes from Elaine. I would have not known to do that. But anyways, it was great, because those two are definite. I feel she was ready to order the other day. I was somewhere and wasn't at my computer, and I'd never done it on a phone. And so, and I'm really getting into that, but let me not get so much into that. What I wanted to say is more or less is that be prepared. Definitely talk to customers, because I'm a natural salesperson, so I've sold all my life. So I really do get to know people before I even, it's good to have the display. They can take a camera picture, but I get to know them before I really start getting too deep of like sending them information right there. And then I wait and follow up. Everybody has their own strategy and method. That's how I've done it. That's how I've done it my whole life. Just get to know people, have fun. That is the main point. That's what people will remember you by, is how fun you are. You know what I'm saying? Your personality, because they buy because of you, and that they buy because of the product, but it's you as well. So definitely have everything organized and planned and prepared before you go to the events. And that's what I've noticed. And because I've done a lot of them, not just in Juice Plus, in my own business, at Costco's, with, events with, when I was selling Q&all, turmeric and CoQ10. It's just a matter of having fun, getting everything lined up, and definitely definitely get their number and their name and their email. That's definite. So that is just really how I've done it, but it is having fun. Y'all, I mean, y'all know we've all done it. Brenda's shaking her head like, yes, it is just have fun. Just have fun and you will get the customers. But yeah, I was shocked that these two are they're serious about being partners. So I'm happy. I'm happy.
Thank you.
You're up, Jelaine.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? It's so good to see you. Thank you for all that everybody does here. So basically, what we're really known for is our salads in a jar party. We have presently probably up 13 towers that we run. So we bring people in. I'm going to suggest to you that you have a sheet that says salad in a jar party, who's coming, the date, the person's name, what they're bringing, and their contact information. So, because you might find, I had this great idea. I started a Tower Garden Facebook group. So everybody that said they wanted to come, I want to put them in there and, get them all organized, but not everybody's willing to be organized. So the best you can do is make your own sheet on a clipboard. You leave it in the house. I have this. So that way, when everybody responds, quickly running by, hey, I'm coming, I'm bringing this, then you better write it down, because otherwise you just won't know, and so everybody's not, sync. So that's the best way I found. Now you can see if some of your people will, really fall into a pattern, but we found that everybody contacts us really quick and we just better write it down. So these are what I tell everybody. We need to bring either 4 pint-sized jars, not filled, or 2 pints. I mean, quart, pint, right? Quart, pint. This is your quart. This is your pint. I'm sorry. And so then we teach them how to fill it up. And so my husband and I set up stations in our house. So we have a cutting board. We have 2 pairs of scissors, one small and one large, because with the microgreens and the smaller ones, you want to give them a smaller pair of scissors. And so, and then the large one for like the big kale and chards and the larger things, you want to have them to have 2 pairs of scissors. And then we have a big bowl, and we give them a rolled up nice towel. And we have an instruction where, so when they come in, we try to organize that too. Sometimes that's difficult because sometimes people come a little early and they have to leave early. Some people come a little late. So at the very beginning, when we find some regular time that we can start the thing we started with, telling our stories about our why, telling about the products. We have a stand that's all set up that has everything about the product. So it's right at our hands. And then we explain to them about the station that they have and what's at their station and what to do. So the biggest fun thing about it is when you tell them that you're going to give them a bowl and scissors, and then you're going to set them free in your gardens to go cut, smell, taste, pull in whatever they want. And then when they come back in the house, we'll show them how to make their salads. And so the faces on some of the people that were actually going to set them free out in the garden all by themselves, just running around with scissors, is amazing. The people are like, whoa, really? We're going to just be able to go cut, taste, smell. I said, yep, anything, just taste it, smell it, read the labels, because we label everything. And so, that's the best way so that they can see, because you can't keep up with all of them. It just depends upon how many people you have coming. So sometimes you get stuck in the house talking to some person, or you're out in the gardens talking to another. So it just depends. So you try to do that introduction. You explain, okay, this is what you have. This is what I would like you to do. And then, like I said, get that moment where you can tell your story, a little bit of your why, and then reintroduce the products. And then that way we have time to answer questions, to do everything as people's roaming through the yard and everything. And we have 2 towers in our house. So they roam through the house and cut in the house, they cut outside, and then we try to help them with everything that they're building. So I guess that would be the best. I don't know if Lucian has anything else to add to that, that we do, but I think that that kind of gives you a good idea and we do, put out, I do a lot of messaging, email. I private message, through Facebook. I do not put it on Facebook because it is my home, and I just don't want to have that kind of thing, like where I'm having strangers respond and different things. So I do it only to people that I've met. Every time I meet somebody, I tell them about it. Lucian, are you on here?
I am.
Okay, do you have any input?
Well, I just like the fact that you just choose so many different varieties of, just say for lettuce, for example. And, I tell people, well, that's a real spicy lettuce over there. And they give me a funny look. I say, well, go taste it. And they taste it and it's real spicy. And we got some sweet tasting stuff. And we just have a total variety out there. And people get to experience things that we grow and that they can grow. You just can't buy that in the stores.
Mhm.
It just doesn't happen. So it's just fun mixing it up and trying new seeds, new plants. It's fun for us. And when we find something really special, it's even more fun to share with everybody we know.
We try to, I probably end up with like 11 different kinds of tomatoes. I'm a very, random kind of person. So I try lots of random things. And I really work hard on trying to give them a lot of things that they have never seen or heard of. Like no one has really ever tasted fennel. So fennel's on all my towers and they can try fennel, and fennel tastes like a licorice. So then, through our tower and our salad in a jar parties, we usually sell a tower. And then we do get people on the product and get people really excited because when they can taste it, feel it, smell it, make it their own, and then go home and take their salads home and eat them later with their families or do whatever they're going to do. It just really excites everybody. So yeah, I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I think I'm up next. Great ideas, everybody. I've had, in the past, I've had wine and wellness parties. I've been a vendor, at, say, like the Lupus Foundation. I was a vendor and did really well with those. I was a vendor at a gym before. But several weeks ago, I had one in particular I'm going to tell you about I had a tower garden event in my home. Brenda joined me and we had a lot of fun. I decided to do the tower garden event because that's a market I haven't really tapped into, even though I absolutely love my tower garden home for a multitude of reasons. So at this event, I prepared a homemade bruschetta with fresh basil pesto from my tower garden. I made up a little salad bar as well with the fresh produce for the guests to enjoy. And they couldn't believe the flavors they were tasting in lettuce, just like Lucian and Jelaine were sharing. They also tested some energy bites with our complete shake mix, and they were a huge hit. We also had some fruit, and Brenda made both the complete and the perform shakes for everybody to enjoy. Once everyone finished eating, I explained how easy it was to make my own spices by drying my fresh herbs. I simply cut a large bunch of the herb off the tower, rubber band the stemmed end, hang it upside down, sandwiched in a closed kitchen cabinet door until they're dry, enough to crumble and put in a jar. I think they're all impressed because buying spices in the grocery store these days can be quite expensive. And you usually equate the tower garden with fresh produce, but by drying the herbs to make your own spices just adds to its awesome value. Then after that, we moved into the living room and watched a video. I chose the tower garden montage because it most thoroughly explains both towers and how they operate. And that can be found on Freedom Revolution under product videos. We had a lot of discussion and easily transitioned into talking about the capsules and omegas and how both, coupled with the fresh, clean produce from the tower garden, enhance a healthy lifestyle. It was relaxed and everyone asked a lot of questions, and I'm definitely going to repeat this one in the coming months. That's it.
Thanks, Karen. That was good.
I think I'm up next.
All right, Precious, start talking, sweetie. I'm finding you.
Oh,
There we go.
I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so I think Edie said it best when she talked about connecting first. And so that is the method that I am currently using, building a relationship with people that I invite into my home. And so I'm going to explain to you the new event that I've recently been doing that just gives me so much excitement. So recently, I've been having conversations with friends who've been basically explaining to me about how they need to be pampered. So I am looking for the need. Every single time I talk to someone, I'm looking for the need, how I can help them. And so, with that said, I decided to basically birth self-care either Saturday or Sunday. Some years ago, I had attempted to do a self-care event, and really it wasn't even a self-care event, just do an event over the weekend, and no one came. And that like just crushed my little spirit so bad that I never tried to do in-person events or Saturday, Sunday events again. And so currently that is something that is new. But what I've noticed is that as long as I'm reaching out and following up, people are definitely showing up. And so doing it on a Sunday is getting them basically prepared for their work week. So what I do is I create a flyer in Canva. I do advertise it on Facebook, but I purposely put my contact information at the very bottom so that I can edit it and just cut my address off. And then I share that on social media. But what I send directly to people, I leave that information on, of course. So once I've done that, depending on if I'm going to require my guests to bring something, I use Sign Up Genius. Sign Up Genius is an online free website that allows you to list all the ingredients of the things that you need, and then people can sign up. Just going to that link, you'll send the link to them, they'll go to the link, select the items that they want, and then it'll automatically attach their names, and then it'll send that updated list to you. Even if you ran into a situation where someone is having technical issues and they can't do it, then they can actually tell you what they want to bring, and then you can go on and you can sign them. But I haven't had an issue with anyone being able to do it. The next thing that happens while we're doing that is the decision to decide on what things that you're going to have at the event that's actually self-care. So to give you an example of that, we did plant-based facials. Now, keep in mind, this depends on how much time you have. So you may not be able to fit all of these in one event, so you can spread them out over multiple events. So we did plant-based facials. We did paraffin. That's these things that you stick your hands in to basically give your hand a deep moisturizer. We soak in a hot tub. We do stretching and yoga. One of my partners is a personal trainer and yoga instructor, so she'll tap in virtually and just lead us in that exercise. We also do meditation or deep breathing. Aromatherapy, that's basically just you getting some essential oils and putting them in a diffuser. So the last event, Brenda came, she brought her diffuser, I had mine. That way it can circulate throughout the entire home. We can also do things like group walks, so a walk around the neighborhood. And then my favorite is doing a eliminating negative self-talk exercise. And that's basically you just writing down those negative things that you have in your mind or that you verbalize and burn them. And then we will do like what's important to me is that I'm not being always in presentation mode, right? I want to make this event feel natural, and I want, it to be authentic. So I make sure my products are out, and I also make sure that my tower garden is displayed, and that the healthy snacks that we have is either, complete balls or making shakes. We actually do them right there, where we'll do both a chocolate shake and a vanilla shake. Yesterday we allowed people to taste the omegas, because everybody knows that how disgusting fish oils is, and people have a hard time believing how delicious ours are. So they be scared, y'all. They be picking it up like this. They be scared to actually taste it because they think it's going to be, fish oil. But to see their faces, to see their eyes light up when they discover that, that's not the case, because it's all natural, it's all plant-based. We eliminate the fish. And so we also will, so I have a tower outdoors and I have a tower indoor. So we'll move through the house. I'll come outside, especially if we're going to get in a hot tub that's outside, that's along the path. So when they're coming in, they can see it. So everything is sprouting right now. So it makes people, just like excited. Like my bell peppers are like little bitty baby bell peppers because they just started. So people get all excited, like, oh, look at the babies. So we make a whole big thing out of that. The other thing is that while we're at the event, we do introductions. So I go around, and depending on what the event is, but because we're talking about self-care, I'm gonna tell you exactly how I do this. So when we are introducing ourselves, I ask people to introduce themselves, but then tell me something that they do to demonstrate self-care or that they want to do. And so my partners that's here, or even Brenda, we have a conversation beforehand that's how we're going to bring the product up. So my self-care usually is I use omegas on my face, or I do a facial with the omegas and the berry blend. And then, once it gets to Brenda, she'll say, she drinks a plant-based shake every single month. And then because it's on display so you can see it, she'll point to it and she'll be like, I do this. And then she'll point to something on the tower and I add this to it. So it's always, in our conversations. And then after we do that, then I may even allow people to take samples home, and usually it's just samples of the shake. We even also have the gummy packs. We let them taste that. Usually when they taste it right then and there, that's where the interest is, and that's what they want to get. I also try to make sure I invite customers to my events too, because this is an opportunity. I think Brenda mentioned that this is an opportunity to add on additional products. So when people come in and they are already customers, usually they are a duo or a trio customer. This always gets them to order shakes or omegas to the pack. So that's my spiel.
Good.
That's good.
Thank you, Precious. I think I'm up next.
Yeah.
Have you found me, Erin?
Yay.
Hi. Good job, Precious. Thank you, everybody. Good job. I'm sitting here with my buddy in crime, Stacia, at the lovely Merle Norman Cosmetic Studio in Anderson, Indiana. And I kid Stacia that we need to just call it the event center because there are all kinds of events happening here. I will say that every event that we have here in the studio, we have tables set up and we have small plates where everybody gets to sample the chews, the 2 kinds of bars, and then we always do some kind of a shake that everybody gets to sample. Now, the more involved our occasion is, there's more food, but we always do those chews, bars, and shakes as kind of an intro. We have held salad in the jar parties here. Very successful, teaching them how to place. Usually we have the form where they sign up to tell us what they're bringing. We've had many Taste the Shred events almost every month, except in the summer when everybody's so busy. We even had a Thanksgiving and Christmas dinners, both of them at the appropriate time, where we went through our cookbooks and we had the main course, we had the salads, we had desserts, we had veggies, and it all came from our Taste the Shred books. We've had soup in a jar parties. We've had beauty from the inside out. Stacia is our skin consultant specialist. We've opened the capsules. We've done facials with the Merle Norman and Juice Plus products. And we have also, when we're inviting and we're making these relationship connections, we always find that there's somebody that has something wrong. And when you start talking about health and wellness and feeling and all of this, so we decided to do what we call health transformation stories. So for example, you always have somebody with diabetes, you always have somebody with cancer. And so we started looking for those videos that specifically targeted those specific diseases because we knew that those people were going to be in our audience. We've also, Stacia has also done a live cooking show. It's called Cooking with Maddie and Stacia. Maddie is Stacia's daughter, and they prepare things using the complete shake mixes, so desserts, shakes, cookies, the protein balls, just a whole wide variety. Then we decided that we needed to get back to the foundational product known as Juice Plus. So you do all of these things, but if you don't understand the foundational product, which is the capsules, let's face it, the other is, added on. And we want to educate them on why it's important to take Juice Plus. So we have had 2 events per month. The first event of the month is usually on that foundational product, Juice Plus, getting them aware, giving them ideas, talking about the research, and usually sharing a video. And then if we always tell them, and Stacia's going to go into this part, if you want to take your health to the next level, we're going to have a Taste the Shred. And that's usually later in the month. And the point is teach them about the Juice Plus. Hopefully they place an order, get the order in time for Taste the Shred, so that when we hit them with all of the Taste the Shred info, they're not overwhelmed. That's the purpose. So I'm going to turn it over to Stacia, and she's going to tell you a little bit more about that.
So when we do the shred, Sandy and I, we cook from the Shred 10 cookbook. So we'll have a main dish or 2. We'll have our desserts, and then we always do a shake from the Shred 10 cookbooks. We also have them, we do an introduction. We have them go ahead and fix their plates, get all their desserts, get everything before they sit down. Once everybody has sat down, then we play the 20-minute video of Dr. Mitra Ray telling them about the Shred 10 program. And so that's plenty of time for them to eat and finish, and give them the ins and outs of what we're getting ready to propose to them. So then after that, then usually Sandy and I will go back. We'll either tell them our stories, or here lately we just been going and redoing the products, what they learned like a week or 2 prior to the Shred program that we just invited them to. So I always tell them that if they want to go to the next level, the Shred 10 program is for them. If not, then just taking and adding that one simple change in their life, adding the Juice Plus, that may just be for them also. So we give them the option. So if they're ready to start the Shred 10 program and jump all in, I usually have a sheet of paper that I pass out to them, and it just says, make sure, like we just had this in May, so I'm just going to read what I had for May. Make sure you have your product ordered on Saturday, May 27th. And then on May 27th is our first meeting, and we meet here at my shop at 9 a.m. sharp. And at our meeting, they're going to be filling out their Shred 10 trackers. They're going to get their checklist. They're going to be picking out their recipes, desserts, snacks, complete smoothies for 10 days, receive their grocery list guide, get a quick and easy snack guide idea list, pick up their Shred 10 guidelines, and they're going to get tips for success. I also weigh them, and I do all their measurements for them. And then their second meeting was January, I'm sorry. No, June the 3rd. So just few days
Saturday.
ago, Saturday, I took them grocery shopping. So we met at our Kroger Applewood at 9 o'clock sharp. I always say sharp because I hate when people are late when I'm ready to go. So anyway, prior to them, their homework was to go home with what they picked out that they want to make for the 10 days and see what they have in their cupboards and what they need for their shopping spree. I need them to write that down and I need them to send it to me, do a snapshot. So that way I'm prepared to know what they need when we go shopping. So I had 3 lists of people that I went to the grocery store early. I probably spent an hour trying to get things in the cart before they even got there. I just wanted to do that because I was on a time crunch. So anyway, I helped them pick out, what they should be eating and what they need to look for on the ingredients. That's the important thing. And so they learned a lot, I believe, Saturday.
And who does that? Who does your shopping for you and says, here's Sandy, here's your, oh, thank you.
So I already had a lot of it ready for them. And then after, of course, we just started the shred today. So 5 days into the shred, I have them do a check-in with me, or I'll check in with them, make sure how they're doing, if they need any help, if they need any tips, just kind of do a check-in that 5 days. And then the day after the shred, I have them come back in here to my store. I get their measurements after the shred and I get their weigh in after the shred. And I just do that. And then I think that's, and also, I'm sorry, after we do a event, we always have them do a survey because we want to know what Sandy and I, we need to improve on. So it's just a quick little check mark if they're satisfied, dissatisfied on taste, location, content, speakers, the price of the product, the organization, and how can we improve this event? And have you ever attended this event before? So that's always important because we use those to improve our events. And I think that's it.
Wow,
Great.
that's great. That is.
Okay, so thank you so much. Oh my gosh, I learned so much today. Thanks.
Yeah.
And I know that you did too. And I just want, Allison, just thank you for the emphasis that I loved hearing that the fortunes and the follow-up again, that even if an event doesn't go well, that look, you were able to 3 different times just share how it impacted you and that you still got partners and team members. And I think I just remember we had someone at one of our events years ago, the only person that came were my parents who had been on Juice Plus as long as I had. But everybody else was, oh my gosh, we had so much fun. And the people that came were so excited about Juice Plus, and I know they're going to be taking their capsules today. So you can be pretty evangelistic with that. And then, Anne, I love all that information that you shared. I love the buddy system thing and I think the immediacy of getting the information to them right away. I've done a lot of boosts too, and I think, yeah, if you can sign them up right then, that is so powerful. And Erin, of course, Erin with talking about we've done so many events together. And when she said, I am the event, she really is. We all are. And I love that, we are the plus in Juice Plus. And it's just being able to go back to people that we've, a lot of it is drippings, dripping on people. And then when you show up with real samples, you have their attention. And I shared that teaching about once a month, I would make up a big thing of shakes and take it it ended up being like 4 or 5 different servings. And I just go around the school. And everybody was always happy to get it. And that really is how I grew my business.
Wow.
Edie, so appreciate your enthusiasm and you have such a positive attitude. And I don't doubt for a minute that you made that event fun. And you guys were really prepared. It was just, I love hearing your perspective. Of course, Jelaine and Lucian are our absolute Tower Garden specialists. I someday want to come wherever you are and pick among 13 different towers. I think that is the coolest thing. And I think when you were saying that I remember Scott saying to Elaine one time, the best part of a salad in a jar party is the next day when they open the refrigerator and see all those jars. To me, that is just, that is so fun. But that what that does is we think of that person, right? They're going to think about you and about the impact that you've made and the fact that you just made them dinner, which is really lovely. And Karen, we had so much fun at all the events, but especially at that one. I think they were so amazed that you could dry herbs, and these people were, most of them had already were on a Juice Plus, but the Tower Garden just blew them away. And I think that's just been so powerful. And the reciprocity, like she was saying, if those people were all Juice Plus customers, but adding the Tower Garden now, it's just so fun that we have, basically everything you need for health and wealth in this day and age. Yesterday we've done 2 of the self-care things with Precious and I, and I love that her opening premise is to look for needs. And I think that's what we're all doing. We're just here to answer questions and to meet needs and support them in it. And it was just so funny. I mean, when you can pamper yourself, especially with other women, the conversations just go everywhere. You get to know all these people, and just being able to using that buddy system again of, Precious and I talk a lot about how, she's over here talking to this one and I'm introducing myself to somebody because they all know her, but getting to find out what they know and what, why they love Precious and why they're there. It's just really so powerful. And nobody does the shred preparation better than Sandy and Stacia. And they've been at the last Taste of the Shred. We all bring different food, and I haven't gotten to go to a lot of them this year because I've been in class. But this one, just getting to taste the recipes from, I think we have like 13 recipe books that are available through the Shred, and they're all recipes from people in the field in the Juice Plus company. And they've all been tested and they're all delicious. But she made eggplant vegan lasagna, right? No, it wasn't zucchini. I lost it. It was so good. I am not a cook. I came up and made it, and I ate the whole thing myself, and it was a 13-pound thing. It took me several days, but I did it. But I think just getting to sample those recipes, and Precious and I, we even talked about that yesterday, that we made several of I did cookie dough from the recipe book. I did some of the chocolate and peanut butter that are like, the little energy bites. And I mean, it's such a great way to interact and to hook them. And most people are hooked by food, especially if it's something that they really like. So I know that you guys have just been able to get so many great ideas, so many great perspectives. And I just don't think that we can say enough about the power of just being together and doing it. And so I want to thank every one of you for coming here. Thanks to the speakers. I learned so much. It's just been such a powerful experience. So unless anybody have any burning questions real quick? You know what? Let's go ahead and stop the recording, if you don't mind, Erin.